recording me?
I'm not. So let me show y'all something, world. I just literally proposed. I ain't gonna record you because that's up. Like I just proposed to my girl.
10 years.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amormi, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are discussing about a woman who got proposed to by a boyfriend of 10 years, and she said,
I'm not. So let me show y'all something, world. I just literally proposed. I ain't gonna record you because that's up. Like I just proposed to my girl.
10 years.
So yeah, we've been together.
10 years.
Yeah, we've been together for 10 years, and I just proposed to her, and she just sitting here and just looking at the ring. You just sitting here looking at it.
In the car, you ain't put no thought into it. You ain't take me out to dinner or nothing. No type of little setup, bro.
Why do it? But
flowers, nothing. Just this ring.
But Crystal,
and then after 10 years,
Crystal,
no.
You said you wanted to be married.
I don't want it.
I went out and bought this
like
ring.
5 years ago. I don't want that shit. Now it take you another 5 years to propose to me. No, I don't want.
What you mean? So 10 years? Look, 10 years to me. That tells me if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
It don't take you 10 years.
People true colors.
It not take you
People
10
true
years.
colors don't be coming. Like I gotta see your true colors. It do take people 10 years. Everybody not the same. Like I don't get it. What you talking about? Like so you really don't want to you don't want to marry me.
I don't want that ring. And you know what? I'm finna pack my shit because I just don't.
So you finna break up with me because I got you a ring 10 years later?
What type of thought is this? We in the car.
What you mean we in the car? Like it don't matter where you get proposed to, as long as you get proposed to.
I don't want that shit. Can you stop recording me?
I'm not gonna stop recording because you're unappreciative, and I want to show the world how unappreciative my girl is. Like I don't understand right now. Like you got a whole, like you know how much I spent on this ring, and you complain about where I'll propose to you at? That's what you complain about?
In the car. It's no type of thought into it, and then it's been 10 years. I don't want that shit now. It took you 10 years?
Okay, everybody not the same. Maybe it take me 10 years to realize if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I don't want it.
That's crazy. Like I don't get you. Like then you talking about you finna leave. Where you finna go? Where you finna go?
Don't worry about it.
so this lady got proposed to by a boyfriend of 10 years while she was driving in the car. He brought out the ring and everything, and she said no because she said you did not put any effort. After 10 years, you are just proposing to me in the car while I'm driving. She's not looking her best. No candle, no flowers, nothing, no effort. And she refused his marriage proposal. And that got him offended because it was like, oh, she has been saying she wants to get married, and now that he gives her a ring, she's not interested. She's saying no. He brings out the camera and is recording her and trying to, shame her for not accepting his proposal. Anyway, that video got a lot of people talking, and here is what they had to say about the whole situation.
You guys watch that video. These guys are really out here thinking they're the prize. He proposes to her after 10 years with an ugly ring, and he expects an automatic yes. Did you see how outraged he was that she would even refuse his proposal? You know why? Because he thought he was doing her a favor and she should be grateful. He thought to himself, oh, she has low enough self-esteem to stay with me for 10 years without any real promise of commitment. So yeah, of course she's going to accept my proposal. I don't even blame the men in these instances. You need to set your own standards. If you stay with a man for 10 years and you're expecting a commitment and he does not provide one, that's going to be on you. You have set the bar this low, and this is what he expects of you. Look at how he's talking to her and how he speaks to her, how he curses at her, because she decided that she did not want to agree to his marriage proposal. And then when she denied it, he was so embarrassed. He was so enraged that he decides to start recording her because he has to think of a way to shame her. This is casebook narcissism. This is a freaking narcissist, okay? Girl, count yourself lucky. Don't ever waste 10 years of your good looks, of your youth, on some bum who's gonna propose to you in a car with some pebble stones and expect you to go run to all of your friends and say how happy you are. Like, get the hell out of here.
Okay, so watch that video entirely that I just stitched. Apparently the guy is, after 10 years, finally proposing to his girl, and supposedly they like, he proposed to her driving. Like, he didn't even take her to dinner, no flowers, nothing, just kind of like a ring. And he's holding the ring, so I don't even know if he had a box for it. Just like, oh, you know, and she's like, I'm not marrying you, dude. I'm not down with that. And he's like tripping and trying to make her look bad. But the best rule of thumb I ever heard was from my Aunt Nora, and she's my aunt by marriage. She married my uncle Johnny. Great, wonderful woman. I freaking love her to death, and she always has the best advice. And one of the things she always told me was that the 2-year mark. She said, in 2 years, a man should know if he wants to marry you or not, if he can see a future with you. And I'm not saying he's got to necessarily propose within 2 years, but at least drop some type of hints, like say things, like even hypothetical, like, you know, for example, like, man, babe, you know, the day once we get married, you know, I'm going to buy you a big, like, 2-story house, and, you know, we could raise our kids there. Just talking like that, talking like future projecting conversations, like saying things like that. If within 2 years your man's not saying that, cut that off. And that's what my aunt says. She's like, cut it. It's like, if he don't know within by the 2-year mark that he can see that future with you, he never will. So stop wasting your time. Basically, it's like a lot of the TikTokers on this app say, like, don't let your boyfriend keep you from your husband, that kind of thing. And that was basically the advice she gave me. And you know, I've kind of stuck by it. You know, it's been pretty accurate. And now, don't get me wrong, there's going to be that one-off case. I actually know 2 couples that were together for many, many years, and then they finally eventually tied the knot. But however, like, they were solid. They had a solid foundation. They're still together even after they got married, because a lot of times they say, like, when you've been with your person for like 10 years and then you suddenly get married, and usually they end up splitting up. I've seen that happen a lot too. With those 2 couples, they have not. They're still together, going strong. And I think they were just the lucky ones. They happened to have a foundation, and they kept putting it off. And then eventually they're like, you know what? Let's just jump in it and go ahead and do it. You know, we know we're going to be together forever, kind of thing. And, you know, like I said, they're doing good. But 9 out of 10, it's the other case. If within 2 years he doesn't know if he wants to spend the rest of his life with you, you know, you might as well cut it off, for real. And they say it takes I think 6 months max to kind of see somebody's like true colors. That's where you kind of like see them let their guard down. They start to show their emotions, things that maybe trigger them and stuff. And of course, if it's somebody that, unfortunately, that's kind of like a narcissist, or somebody that's very very unhealed, they can mask their true selves a little bit longer, but eventually it comes out. You see people for who they really are. And that at the most would take like 9 months to a year. So that gives you a whole other year to kind of get to know that person and see how they work under pressure, you know, how they manage their money, how they talk to their family. You know, by that point, you're going to meet their family and see how they treat. For me, a big one is how a man treats his mother. I learned that from my narcissistic ex. He talked to his mother like shit. And I was so young then, and I didn't know that was such a big red flag, but it all made sense. I'm like, no wonder he's abusive towards me. I mean, look how he talks to his mother. He hates her. So yeah, things like that. I think within the 2 years, you can see a lot of those little things, those red flags. Maybe little trauma triggers are coming up. Oh my God, look at Jinx. Always got to be in the mix, girl. Anyways, but yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with my aunt's advice. I really think 2 years is enough time to kind of know.
I just literally proposed. I ain't gonna record you because that's up. Like,
I don't think that she's wrong for not accepting the proposal. If you have been in a relationship for 10 years and a man just randomly proposes in the car like nothing, I will be upset just like her. Because honestly, let's think about this, right? If a man is that casual with you and the nature of your relationship, imagine all the other areas of their relationship where he shows up that casual, right? A woman is expected after 10 years, you know, she's been with this guy for a long time. In her mind, she's thinking, oh, the day that he proposes, he's going to, you know, he's going to give me the flowers. He's going to propose at the restaurant that we always go to in front of our friends. Like, think about the imagery that she is making up in her head about the day that he proposes, and instead she gets a proposal, a super casual proposal in the car. I think that this doesn't even lack intention. It doesn't lack thoughtfulness. I mean, it lacks thoughtfulness, and I think that it's also inconsiderate, right? This is just like, let me do it because I just got to. It's been 10 years. And then as you go on, go back and watch the whole video. But as you go on and keep watching his behavior, how he's speaking to her, it's just like, yuck, right? He's making this situation all about him versus thinking about what my partner is feeling in this moment. He's not listening to her concerns. He's making the situation about him, and that's why he's recording. And I find that to be so, like, disgusting. Honestly, us women, we need to, like, stick together, create a community where we can have support in one another, and really create boundaries that after a certain amount of time, if this man does not see your worth, it is time to walk away.
I'm not gonna stop recording because you're unappreciative, and I want to show the world how unappreciative my girl.
And I would have put my hands on boop, boop. Show the world his fade.
I just watched a video of a man. He proposed to his woman in the car while she was driving. Mind you, he's in the passenger seat. Okay. I ain't gonna look. Okay. He proposed in the car while she was driving and had a cluster ring. No dinner, no flowers, no. After 10 years, first of all, number one, it does not take a man 10 years to figure out if he wants to marry you. And then that's what he said. She was like, after 10 years, and he was like, so what? It took me 10 years to figure out that I want to marry you. Sometimes it take me a longer. No, it does not. No, it does not. You don't want to marry her. Just keep it real. I don't give a fuck what any person says. It does not take a man 10 years if he wants to marry you. It doesn't take him 10 years to figure that shit the fuck out. Obviously, it's a cluster ring. It's a shut up ring. After 10 years, that's a shut up ring. And then you talking about it doesn't matter where, it shouldn't matter where. You didn't put any romance, no thought into a proposal for the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. You put no romance into your proposal for this woman that you say you want to be with. And if you didn't have the money to take her to dinner or whatever the fuck, right? Okay, you could have took her on a picnic, right? You could have made it very romantic, very nice, very special, got her favorite snacks. I don't know. Work with what you have. Like, what the fuck? You could have did something for that woman. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You could have did something romantic for this woman rather than propose to her in the car while she's driving after 10 years. And ladies, stop staying with these bum ass that's not gonna marry you. It shouldn't have even got to year 10. Why are you still around this man and it's year 10 and you know you want a ring? If you know you want a ring, you know you want to be married, you should not be with that mother after 10 years. You done wasted your time at that point.
So like you can see it's on Facebook. Just type in where you saw me record it from. But I think it's really weird how so many men be on social media talking about oh, if that man was with you for that long with no ring, then that means you was just a placeholder while he was waiting for the one he wanted to be with. But then there's men in the comments now talking about oh, she ungrateful, she this, she that. Y'all are walking contradictions. And the fact that bro didn't put any effort. Matter of fact, let me rewind. If I'm going to be with somebody for 10 years, that person should know, if not everything, damn near everything about me, right? So that means by this point in the relationship, they would know I would want a nice dinner, flowers, roses, petals, something leading to the walkway that says, will you marry? Something, right? Bro just pulls the ring out in the car. Now, that might work for a certain couple, but the thing is that obviously by her reaction, he should have known that's not what she would have wanted. Which tells me, bro probably been trash to her for a good little minute. Not saying shorty ain't played a part if they have their differences and everything, so men, calm down. But it's just giving very much, oh, well, I guess I'll go ahead and settle down with her because ain't nobody else gonna put up with my BS. That's what that gave. This is where it comes into play of y'all need to talk about what each other wants. Because there are some couples who are completely fine with being together and never married. But obviously, 5 years into the relationship, she wanted to get married. And honestly, if I was sis, I would have left then. Because the most you're going to get out of me is 2 years without a ring. And then there are friends that I have that are married who straight up tell me when they met their wives, they knew within 2 weeks they wanted to marry them. So no, it don't take 10 years. Sis better than me because we wouldn't even been able to get to that point of him recording me with a ring in the car. Our relationship would have been past tense.
So I know y'all seen that video where the dude proposed to his girlfriend after 10 years of them dating. 10 years? And then you're going to propose in the car while I'm driving. Then one of the first things you say is, you said you wanted to get married. That's a red flag automatically. I would rather take the time to count all of these leaves on this bush, these trees, than to actually believe a man when he says that, oh, it took me 10 years to figure out whether I wanted to be with you or not, and to actually accept that shit. See, me personally, you got about 3 years. You got 3 years max to pop that question of us dating. Because after that, I'm going to assume that you looking for somebody else. But back to what I'm saying, she was telling him, I don't want that shit no more. You can keep it. I wanted it 5 years ago and you ain't never popped the question. Now you want to pop it after 10 years? And I'm on her side because, like, what's going on? He really got me stuttering on this one because I'm like, the audacity of men, bro. Like, they really be trying us.
Has anybody seen this video where the guy proposed to his girlfriend of 10 years in the passenger seat of the car? Let's take a look.
Dinner, nothing, no type of little setup.
Before I show any more of the video, his energy alone tells you that this wasn't even a genuine proposal. This was a shut up ring. This was a shut up ring so that you would stop bugging him about wanting to get married. Let's keep watching.
Flowers, nothing, just this ring.
But
And then after 10 years.
Crystal,
Oh.
you said you wanted to be married.
I don't want it.
I went out and bought this
like
ring.
5 years ago. I don't want that shit. Now it take you
Exactly.
another 5 years to propose to me. No, I don't want
What you mean? So 10 years, look, 10 years for me, that tells me if I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Maybe it take me 10 years to realize if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I don't want it.
That's crazy. Like, I don't get you.
The gaslighting, the disrespect, the energy that you were bringing to this quote unquote proposal is embarrassing. First of all, we can tell by the energy of this video that this was, you felt like you needed to do this to prove something. You don't love her. You just did this to say that you proposed. Okay, here it is. I did it. Here's your ring. Are you happy now? That's what kind of proposal this was. Because if you were truly genuine in doing a proposal, and again, proposals do not have to be fancy. There are intimate proposals where they're in your apartment. There are public proposals if you prefer that. It is about the thought, the person, the most special day of your life. And you were yelling at her, cussing at her, and this is how you think a proposal is supposed to happen? Are you out of your mind? She deserves so much better than you because your energy is disgusting. The way you're talking to her shows that you have absolutely no respect for her. And sis, I wish you would have walked away because you said you'd been waiting for a ring 5 years ago, and here you are 5 years later. So I really hope that you do yourself a favor and that you were able to get away safely, because you absolutely deserve better than that. That was embarrassing. She also told you several times to stop recording her, and you didn't listen. And then the entire time you spent the video gaslighting her into her own proposal when you weren't hearing her and listening to her. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts in the comments. What do you think?
I know y'all seen that video. My man proposed after 10 years in the car. Boy, you know damn well you're not supposed to, man. Proposing in the car is crazy, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you, cuz like that shit kind of crazy, fam. Like that's kind of, hey, man. No effort, no thought. Come on, bro. Proposing in the car is one of those things that you ask your girl if she'd be okay with that as a joke. Like, would you still say yes if I got you a ring pop? You know what I mean? Those type of shit. Like, you know, would you still say yes if I proposed to you in the car? Like that type of shit. That's what that is. You don't actually do it though. You know what I mean? Like, now I know that people are harping on the 10 years thing and this and that and the amount of time and stuff like that. He was right in that sense. Like, everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own time, everything like that. That's not the important part. What stood out was the fact that she said, I wanted to get married 5 years ago, which really to me makes it seem like marriage wasn't even in her mind no more. She didn't really care about it no more. It also makes me think like she's thinking, damn, I wanted to get married 5 years ago. So over this 5-year time period, when I articulated to you that I wanted to be married, over this 5-year time period, you had time to think about how you wanted to propose to me. And the thought that you came up with is, hey, here. That's crazy, fam. Come on now, man. Here's a little rule of thumb for real. Like, as a guy, you have female friends, you have male friends, you have male friends who are in relationships. Consult them. Okay? Look, consult them. You think my girl would be happy if I just proposed to her in the car with the ring and just was like, here? Or like, will you marry me, just like sitting in the car? I can guarantee you all your friends would have said, bro, come be for real right now, man. Come on now. Now, I will say, though, that me, you know me, I like healthy conversation. Chances are, one, that's a really unhealthy relationship, it sounds like. But chances are she's talked about this profusely about other things, right? What I would have thought would be the best thing to say was to articulate the fact that, yo, like, I've wanted you to propose for such a long time. I would have thought that you would have put more thought into the proposal, because this is something that I've been wanting for XYZ amount of time. And this is something that I've told you about. This is like a reminder to me of things that I've brought up to you in the past about how you don't put enough effort and thought into certain things that I think are important. You might not think the proposal and the way you do the proposal is important, but it's important to me. And that's what I've been articulating to you over the past 10 years, how important it is for you to show that you're putting thought into things and yada, yada, yada. Some kind of message like that would have been probably the most healthy or appropriate way to kind of go about doing that. But my thing is like, girl, you gonna leave now? You gonna leave now that the proposal happened? You should have been left. If the whole idea was, oh my God, he's taking too long, I don't want to be with him, blah, blah, blah. Now I don't want him no more. Man, you should have been left. If that was gonna be the issue. Word to the wise to all the guys, man. If you make a joke about how you're gonna propose to a girl, don't actually do the joke as a serious proposal. You get what I'm saying? Like, it'd be different if y'all was like driving in that car, you brought out the ring or whatever, and it's because you're driving to the destination where the big proposal thing is gonna happen. That's different, because then it's like, oh, here's the joke proposal, here's the real one. But you over here, and bro, come on now, man. We can do better, bro. We can do better. All right?
So I know there's a lot of men who watched this video and literally said out loud, this woman is genuinely ungrateful. This man has taken the time to buy her an engagement ring and she doesn't want to accept it because it's not on her terms, it's not her way, and she's ungrateful because any other woman would have accepted that ring if they really wanted to get married. I understand the thought process, I understand the perspective, but let me elaborate a little bit. So towards the end of the video, this man states, you're the one who wanted to get married. So essentially he bought a big Super Bowl ring. And if y'all know what I mean by Super Bowl ring, if you know, you know. He bought a big Super Bowl ring, which probably isn't even her type of ring, and proposed to her in the vehicle while she's driving, after being together for 10 years. So I'm just speaking from my personal opinion here, and I'm just assuming a lot of these things, and y'all let me know if it's true or not. But I feel like a lot of women tend to expect to be proposed to within 2 to 5 years of the relationship, 5 being the absolute most, sometimes 6, but typically 2 to 5. Not only that, but women want to know and feel like you actually want to be engaged, like you actually want this, like you actually took the time to put thought and effort and energy into saying, you know what, I am happy with this woman and I want to make her as happy as I feel being with her. Therefore, you take the time and the effort to plan something out, especially after 10 years. And it doesn't have to be something that's necessarily extravagant or over the edge, especially if you know your woman. Because if you know your woman, she might like a candlelit dinner that you made at home and you took the time to get dressed up and buy her a nice dress and she got dressed up and you proposed to her at home over a candlelit dinner. Or you two get really dressed up and go to a fancy restaurant and you propose to her. Or you take her in the middle of Times Square, or you make sure her family's there and you surprise her with an engagement party. Who knows? But you are taking the time, the effort, and the energy to make sure not only she looks good on a day y'all propose, but also she's happy and satisfied with the way you proposed. And because you love her and because you care for her, you are taking the time, the effort, and the energy to make sure that this moment is right for not only her, not only for you, but for the both of you. When I say Super Bowl wedding ring, this is what I mean. This is the type of ring that you walk into any jewelry store and say, hey, I plan on proposing to my girlfriend. Which ring should I get? And they're always going to direct you to these rings. Now, I'm not saying that the rings are necessarily ugly. What I'm essentially saying is that every woman has a different type of ring that they would prefer. This is something that your woman's going to wear for the rest of her life. This is a symbol to show everybody else like, hey, I'm engaged and I'm also married. Because you love her and because you care about her, you would ask her, hey, what type of stone would you want? What kind of metals do you want? Do you want any engravings? It doesn't hurt to ask because you want to make sure that you get the ideal ring for her. I'm not saying go ask her and then next day go buy her the same ring and propose. I'm not saying do that, but like at least if you plan on proposing 3 months or 6 months from now, like do some research on your woman. Ask the questions. And after 10 years of being with your woman, you should know what your woman likes or have an idea of what she might want and have an idea of how you're going to propose, and you should be able to plan it all out. But when you record her, knowing that this isn't the type of engagement that's going to be satisfactory for her, and when you record her in a moment and you're cursing at her and you're yelling at her while she's driving, and you're trying to propose to her at the same time, why would anybody want to say yes?
A lot of people agree with her for not accepting the proposal, and they're like, why didn't he put the effort? After 10 years of dating, you couldn't even just buy flowers or go to a fancy restaurant or something. It doesn't have to be that elaborate, but at least you put in the effort. And people seem to think that she was right for rejecting it and that the guy was sus for trying to even shame her. But there was a particular reaction to the video that got me thinking, huh?
I've been telling y'all, and this is exactly why you can't take the modern W, and especially the BW, serious. Because after all those years, she'd still rather be a baby mama and have screwed a man or a bunch of different men for years and years and years. When he tried to give her the ring, she don't want it. As a matter of fact, she end up packing her things and leaving and making sure she take the wig with her. They value the wig more than they value a marriage.
Now, this guy was saying that, oh, this is why you don't do certain things for some women, that after 10 years, she still wants to be a baby mama, she's rejecting the ring and everything. And I'm like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. What sort of statement is this guy saying? Like, he didn't put in the effort, and after 10 years, you are not putting in the effort. I know that she has stayed for 10 years, but I think she would have been managing some things, but just not putting that effort for the proposal just probably rubbed that the wrong way and triggered her senses that like, this is not for me. Now, according to what a guy is saying, when they arrived to their house, she packed up and left, because in the video you hear him saying, where do you think you are going to go to, and all the sorts of statement that I was making. So I think she eventually packed her belongings and she said she's leaving. Now, my thoughts about the whole situation is that from what the guy was saying in the video, that guy was just giving me narcissistic vibe. It was just red flag everywhere. I was seeing red because the statement he was making was like, oh, you wanted the ring and now I'm giving you the ring. You're the one that wanted to get married. And when she was not telling him, like, after 10 years and this is all what you can do, it's like, oh, it takes some people like 10 years to decide. 10 years. It's not like he was showing signs that, oh, he wanted a commitment. He just gave her the ring just to shut her up. So basically the ring and the home marriage proposal was supposed to be a shut up kind of thing. Take, you are the one that was asking for it. Take, shut up and let me rest. And the thing is that if she had accepted that marriage proposal, that rubbish nonsense, in my own opinion, marriage proposal, the ring was giving me vibes of I don't like it. Personally, I don't like it. And it looked funny. It looked like they didn't even put effort to buy it. It's not even about the money. It's just the way he was even presenting it was just like, take, this is what you want, just take it. And the whole thing was just like I said, a shut up ring. That's what people call it. Like, so was the take the ring and shut up. And when she had the guts to say, no, I'm not taking this, I've been taking it for 10 years, and this one that I want, you couldn't even put the effort, and that became a problem. And that's why he was saying, I will record you, I'll let everybody know that you are not grateful, that you're this, you're that, you're... I'm like, for somebody that you want to propose to and you're still like, oh, she's ungrateful, she's this, and you're going to shame her. That was basically what he wanted the video to do. Unfortunately for him, I think the video and everything triggered her to leave. So now she has the audacity to reject his proposal and has the audacity to say that she wants to leave, and he was not having it. So basically, the guy got triggered and got surprised. Like I said, it gave me narcissistic vibe. It gave me red flag. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of things that he has been doing that were not great, and she was just staying, thinking maybe it will change. And this whole final marriage proposal just got her thinking that no, this is not the kind of person that I want to stay with. And the other guy that was saying that some people want to be baby mama instead of being a wife, I doubt that's the case. I think she just realized that if she marries this guy or if she accepts his proposal, he's not going to change for the better, that he's always going to be like this, and she cannot deal with it anymore after 10 years. And she decided to up and leave, and I am happy for her, because obviously just from the whole scenario that happened and the way he was talking, I can imagine the kind of things he used to say to her in the house, and I feel like she would be better off without him. So like I said, I'm happy for her. I thought the proposal was rubbish. I thought him trying to insist that she takes the ring and that she's been ungrateful and the rest is all shades of wrong, and it just gave me narcissistic vibe. It just gave me someone that has narcissistic behavior. Anyway, I don't know what you guys think about this whole situation. Do you think she was right to reject his marriage proposal? Do you think that the guy was right, that she was ungrateful and she was not accepting his ring because of certain things? And do you think the way he spoke to her was right? I would love to hear your thoughts about this whole situation. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching.